Julie Parisi, back to bring you the latest in what's good news from the financial services world. Today I'm joined by our client, Kevin Avent. He's the Managing Director of Wealth Management for Unified Trust Company. Kevin, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Julie.
Of course. So I know Unified Trust has several initiatives in place in order to give back to the community. Why don't you start by telling us about the financial helpline?
Sure. Yeah. So the financial helpline is really just an extension of our passion for financial literacy. Unfortunately, financial literacy in America is not good. I think I saw a recent survey where only 57% of adults are considered financially literate in America. I think that ranks us like 14th globally, which is just ahead of Botswana, which is about 1,000% smaller than our economy. So it's really a need in America, and the financial helpline is really just a tool and a resource to help fill that need and that gap that we see. And it's something that we've always been very passionate about. And of course, right now, in these very difficult times, people need literacy more than ever, and they need resources to get their questions answered. And hopefully the financial helpline can just be an extension of our passion for that.
Yeah, and I love this next one, Kevin. The team is spotlighting local restaurants each week. You're also bringing food in from local businesses to support your staff that's still on site. Tell us how many restaurants you featured and what has the response been like?
Yeah, so we featured a couple of restaurants so far, and we plan to feature several more in the coming weeks. And we've had a great response from clients and from the business owners themselves. We work with a lot of business owners, and we realize they're facing some very challenging times, and they really appreciate our dedication and our focus in trying to help them out right now. And I must say, I've actually had clients, at least one client emailed me in the last week and said, because of the email we sent to them with our initiative for this that we're calling hashtag we are Team Kentucky, because of that initiative and that email that he received, he actually ordered from the restaurant that we were spotlighting that week. It just so happened to come at a time where he was already thinking about what they were going to do for their family in terms of dinner that evening. So it is something that I think has been well received, and it's just a small way that we can support our local businesses, and obviously we work with a lot of business owners nationally as well. So it's just a physical gesture here locally, but it's a symbolic gesture for the more national focus that we work with.
I love that. And I know this next one will touch some people as well. You're doing an offering specifically for doctors, nurses, and the frontline staff, the people really at the heart of trying to stop the spread of this virus. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so our founder and CEO is actually a former anesthesiologist. And so we have a lot of clients that are in the healthcare field. And honestly, that's the reason why Unified Trust was even started, was because of his passion for sort of bringing the principles and highest standards of care of medicine into the financial services world. So this was just a way that we felt like, hey, these folks are taking care of our physical health. The least we can do is to try to take care of their financial health in a very difficult time for them. So we wanted to extend this offer for free financial planning services for folks in the healthcare sector. And like I said, it's just a small way we can try to give back at a time where people need it the most. And I'm sure they're very, very busy right now, and maybe it might be difficult to access the resources they need and the help that they need. So we want to make sure that they understand that they can get that through us, and they don't have to pay us for that we want to be able to be a resource for them, and our way of hopefully giving back a little bit and acknowledging that they're taking care of us right now. So we just need to take care of them.
And finally, Kevin, we've touched on this a bit throughout this entire interview, but tell us why giving back is so important to Unified Trust.
Giving back to the local community has been sort of part of the ethos of Unified Trust from day one. We do what we call a community day every year, where we just literally block off an entire day. The entire company takes shifts and volunteers at local nonprofits. And so it's just part of who we are from that standpoint. But just, thinking about it from a human standpoint, you're supposed to love your neighbor, and that's what we should do, especially in these times. And And so, giving back to the community is just a gesture of just showing you that, hey, we're here for our neighbors, and we want to help our neighbors, and that's what we all should be doing anyway. And I think we've all seen so many stories over the past several days of people stepping up and helping out and donating their time and donating their equipment and donating resources and talents and so forth to be able to help. And again, for us, this is just another way that we can say, we should be loving on our neighbor right now, and we should all be pulling together and helping people out. And we're fortunate, honestly. I mean, there's so many folks that are out of work or underemployed, and luckily that has not hit us at this point. So we want to be, we're in a position of being a little bit more fortunate than most, and we want to be able to say, okay, when you need a hand, we'll give you a hand, and that's the point.
Well said, Kevin. That's a great place to leave it. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. For more good news, keep checking back with us here at the Financial Services Marketing Blog. For more on Unified Trust, visit unifiedtrust.com/blog to learn more about their initiatives that are set to unfold over the next few months.